Hey guys, your girl woke up this morning. She put on makeup. I'm feeling a little more normal today. So that's a plus. We're gonna see if we can get through this weekend. But I wanted to pop on because I've had a lot of people that I've reached out to that have reached out to me that are just, life is crazy, life is busy, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. But you gotta find your balance, right? You have to find your balance. And going back to the basics is how you find that balance. We've discussed it a million times. When you are changing out your wax, turn on your video camera on your phone and just record a video and share that. When you're cleaning your counter with Counter Clean, turn on your video and record that. When you're putting a new pod in your vehicle, in your Scentsy Go, record that. Take a picture. When you're changing out your scent circle in your car, take a picture. That is how simple sharing Scentsy can be. Like, I think we've gotten to a point where we've made this overcomplicated, and myself included, and we get caught up in I have to create reels on Instagram, I have to create stories, I got to create TikToks, I got to create this big flashy something, and that's not all there is. It's not the one and done. So finding your baseline, right? Like finding your compromise, finding your, this is how I can make Scentsy work with my life. Scentsy was never meant to work around, right? Like, we weren't supposed to like, oh, well, I gotta work my life around Scentsy. No. Scentsy was based to work, into your life. So when you're doing things in life, Scentsy becomes a part of that. Like when I clean my table, I use Scentsy Counter Clean. When I clean my oven, I use Scentsy Counter Clean. When I change out my wax bars, I use Scentsy. When I change out my diffusers, I use Scentsy oil. When I change out my pods, I use Scentsy pods, right? So what we have created is a life system. It's not just a business. And when you put the products in your life, sharing them is so much easier. So just go back to the basics. Just go back to taking a picture of changing out your wax, taking a picture of changing out your pods, taking a picture of your new warmer that you just got. If you got 5 minutes, sit down and do a video and post it to your stories about your product. Share your why. Like, I think a lot of us, me included, I think a lot of us have lost focus of what our why is, of why we're here. And I shared a training video down below that is fire. I can't tell you how many things that she said in that training that I was like, ooh, okay, self-reflection here. That's hitting a chord. Because Scentsy has gone out of their way to put all these things in place for us to make it easy. Like, if you look back on all the things that Scentsy has done for us as consultants, anytime it gets hard, they put something in the way to make it easy. And they didn't do that in June. She's very correct. They did not do that in June. Like, we were all struggling to make sales, and we were all like, okay, where's the flash sale? Where's the flash sale? But if they're constantly putting things in place for us to make things easy, how do we know what we need to work on? How do we know what's hard, right? So they let us get through June and peel back the layers and see where we are. And that was a reality check for me. My layers showed that I need to recruit more, right? Like, I need to build our team. Where we started as a team is not where we are now. I know that you guys have seen a lot of people have dropped off. A lot of people have decided they don't want to put as much into their business as they were. Different reasons, different things, and that's totally fine. But I stopped growing on my end, so therefore we're not here, right? We're not meeting our team goals. So nobody's fault but my own that I haven't been recruiting people and getting people to get our team where we need to be. So that's a self-reflection. That's hard. I've done that twice now in this business, but I'm not willing to quit, right? Like, I'm not willing to quit for everything that I've built. I've spent 6, almost 7 years building this business, pouring into my team, pouring into myself, pouring into this company, and everybody has done that in return. Like, my team has poured into me more than I can even begin to express. Like, I have gotten so much out of every single one of you guys, and it's not monetary. It's not always business related. Sometimes it's at our SFR retreats. It's at the team retreats. It's the team days. It's what you pour back into me that it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. And I know we've stepped away from that a little bit. Economy's changed and it's gotten a little difficult, but I totally want to get back into that. The zoo is not an option right now. It is so freaking hot outside, we'd probably turn to dust. But I want to do a zoo team day again. I want to do all those things because it feels good, right? It feels good to just hang out with people that share a similar mindset with you. And it's going the same place that you're going. Like, it just feels good. And redirecting our business. So that last training that I shared, maybe we do need to pivot. Maybe we need to start pouring into the pods and the fan systems because you can't get that anywhere else, right? Like, you cannot go into Walmart and purchase a Scentsy Air Quad or an Air Quad dupe. You can't purchase a wall fan dupe. You can't purchase the pods, okay? The closest thing we got is Bath & Body oils, but do your research. We all know that that's a toxic product. It can catch on fire. There's different things. So we have the upper hand right now. Like, it's crazy, but we do. And we're not even taking advantage of it. So about mid last year, I started pivoting and my pod sales flew through the roof. I started pushing pods. I started pushing the pod. If you notice, you see that we're providing more and more options with pods, right? There's a reason for that. Scentsy knows that you can't get that anywhere else. Once you purchase it, you're locked into us. So in the training video, maybe we do a Scent Your event. Maybe that's how we transition our businesses. Maybe we offer, hey, you purchase the pods, we bring the system, you scent your event, and that's a memory that you'll have forever. Every time you smell that scent, you'll think of that memory. You'll think of that time. You'll think of that birthday. You'll think of that event, whatever it may be. A wedding, a baby shower, a birthday, anything, right? Any big event in your life. So not only that, but start thinking businesses. Why are we not collabing with businesses? So Heidi on our team actually owns a business in Troy. And she puts a fragrance flower in the bathroom with her postcards and her information. And they can just grab a postcard if they want to purchase that scent. But it's in the bathroom. As soon as you walk in, you smell it. So maybe we're reaching out to businesses and we're getting our names in businesses and letting them do the work for us. Same thing with, I've discussed this a million times with warmers. You take a warmer to an event or a business, and you say, hey, I'll put this warmer in your business. I will bring the scent every month as long as you share my information. You put up a QR code in their business, you put your business cards out there, and you let them do the work for you. That party link that you've attached goes to the owner of the business. And once they've reached a party, you give them the rewards. You let them purchase maybe a new warmer to put in their store, whatever it may be. But thinking outside the box and meeting more people, this is the key. Like, it doesn't have to be parties. It doesn't have to be events. This is another way that you can meet people without doing the big things, right? It's just thinking outside the box and doing something fun. So keep that in mind when you're out and about. If you walk into an establishment and you're like, ooh, this This is not an inviting smell. There you go. There's your in. Hey, have you ever thought about fragrancing your bathrooms? If you walk into like an upscale fancy restaurant and you walk into the bathroom, normally they have a really luxurious scent. Normally they have mouthwash and all the things, you know, like super nice. But you can do that in a regular restaurant just by scent. You can change a whole area just by fragrance, right? So keep that in mind when you're working your business and you're thinking of things of how to get your name out there and meet more people without literally walking up to every person and saying, hey, my name's Mickey and I sell Scentsy, here you go. There's different ways to do that. There's creative ways to do that. So I love you guys big. I hope that your 4th of July is amazing. Kudos to every single person that has fought, bled, and died for our freedom. It definitely didn't come free. So I hope that you guys, haven't given up on your businesses. I'm just going to say that because the community is worth fighting for. And that's why I'm still here, because every single one of you guys is worth fighting for.